I have a huge figuring out basically. Like I'm really figuring out stuff. I already have always have been, but me being able to like be myself and actually do things that I want to do, my brain has now space for basically adding other things that I always wanted to do. For example, figuring human like basic psychology, like human behaviors and just the eyes and everything else. Because I always saw these type of things when I was like younger, but now that I have the space for it, I'm really just realizing from hey, this and that is really like obvious. Like it's obvious for me because when a person, for example, lies or just kind of isn't comfortable and doesn't starting to hide it, you can really see the energy shift, the body language, and the whole eyes are like because people eyes don't lie. Like that is even my eyes are really like like if you can read me as a person, like if you can read people, you can realize that hey, this person is this person is that. For example, narcissistic people, the dead eye stare, for example, is really something that's a true thing. And people that have like exhaustion, like sometimes I have the exhaustion eyes due to the past basically, but it's like a true thing. But here comes like immaturity, the whole immaturity thing, like the whole, like most adults are literally immature. Like there's a hardly any difference between a 16-year old to a 54-year old or 55 or just 50-year old even. Like there's hardly any difference because the whole study of that I saw is really true because a lot of people stop developing at a certain age because it's also less profitable for businesses because if people started being more mature, imagine how the world would be. Everything would change. You would not really have stuff like a rapist rights group, which is a wild thing. Rapist rights group in like it's Scotland. I think it's Scotland, right? Like I don't know. It's like the wildest thing. It's like how do you, as a adult, how do you make or even defend something like that? Like you have to be like the most dumbest person in the whole world. It's like what? Like what? You gotta like, oh my god. Like I don't know. Like damn, wild. And even and stuff like other stuff like neo-Nazism in the U.S. or Finland even. Like why how Finland? How like how did it like huh? No, but still, it's like the weird like there's so much weird and unintelligent behavior going on, and our leaders are like one of the most unintelligent people. There's a like there are differences in countries because countries like Singapore you could really see a bit more difference, or in general kind of Europe, but you still see the certain areas where you can like pinpoint that they ain't it. But still, compared to the US, like every other country compared to the US, the US is just a shithole of like immature, psychotic, narcissistic, very manipulative people. Like it's like very it's like dangerous because not because it makes sense why wars happen in the past. It's just immaturity, and to really prevent these things from happening, we need to add more people that are either high emotional intelligence, or actually not either, like have high emotional intelligence, they have intelligence, they have basically like they're mature, because you can be those two and still be hella immature. Like they're immature, they're mature, and they're basically willing to do the deed. Like they're real, like they are there for the people, not for businesses, because it's not sustainable to have a future that only profits businesses. Look around the world. Look back in the day when child labor was a thing, because that was the peak of capitalism, and now it's literally just going downhill. And like people in power know that, and that's kind of reason why they're acting the way they are. and especially celebrities. Like I'm surprised how many celebrities really just do this instead of like them themselves. Like they just a piece of paper that's made like the whole idea of money doesn't even make sense really. Like it's a currency, but the way it's like has the value over people's lives, it's like it makes no sense. It's like if you put aside all the things like yeah, we need to buy food and everything else. Like if you really think about it, it doesn't make sense. We're not supposed to have to work 9 to 5 jobs just to afford water. Even though the ocean literally has water, yeah, sure, it's salt water, but still, we can dig holes underground and get water in certain places. Even yeah, around the whole world, basically, digging wells. Like those type of things are supposed to be free. Basic human need necessities are literally supposed to be free. Anything else can be made with money because it makes sense. But basic human necessity, or I guess taxes would also make still sense, because you still need certain things to function. But even then, it can be still changed and figured out in a whole new system. It's not as it's complicated, but it's not as complicated if people actually stopped funding like unrealistic expectations, basically. Because the thing else that people say is, people like due to people being stuck in capitalistic mindsets, they will say, "How are we gonna make a live? How are we gonna make a life without capitalism and stuff like that?" Meanwhile, our ancestors, they lived off the land. They planted shit. We could still we could still use modern tech and do that, and just make something greater. But here comes the thing yet again with immaturity. Like if you're immature, you're not gonna be able to really do these type of things because it takes a lot of brain, emotional power. Like you need to be really it because like you're gonna have to stop doing the things that you enjoy that are harmful for the environment. So it's gonna be a long process and of like on detoxifying, like the actual term detoxifying and being better, basically. And a lot of people can't handle stuff like that, and they know that, but they can't handle stuff like that. But when they see somebody like me, I guess they kind of that's the reason also why they shake up because I'm somebody that really sits with uncomfortability. Like even right now, as I'm making the video, I'm like not as comfortable, but I'm willing to do that, willing to try something out. Other people gonna be like, yeah, no, I'm not throwing shade. I understand it because it's not easy, but still, it's like really it's something, But if you want to fix the world and be better as a society, we need to literally target the things that actually attack us and not the race, like color skin, because I'm mixed as fuck. Like, I'm not black. Like, I'm not black. I'm literally mixed as fuck. I'm literally the definition of a Surinamese person. Type of mix. Like in Surinamese we say alakondre, basically. Alakondre man. Like somebody that's really like mixed. And yeah, so it doesn't like it makes no sense to be going after, oh my god, that person, that skin color, that like no, that's not the problem. Because if it was the problem, we wouldn't be like wouldn't everybody else be white? If literally being black was is like really a unintelligent, behavior, like unintelligent thing, wouldn't people be white? Like quite literally basic biology, like even biology teaches our stuff like that skin color changes if you're like born in a different environment, or like even with kids that are born in like more colder environment and they're black, you're gonna see that they change. And if they are like, and if they keep being born there after like thousands of years, they're literally gonna change also. Like it makes sense. Like certain things are really that simple, but due to not being profitable, because let's be honest, if companies started government started treating these things the way they actually need to be treated, they want to make money. They want to have control. They want to be able to get the person by the neck because a lot of people don't want to say things because they have jobs and families. That's the thing. But people need to also realize that if everybody starts speaking up, the small group of people, technically the 0.1%, they're not gonna do anything. Like it's just an illusion that people have. Like the French Revolution is a good example of people actually taking a step, taking the chance to really do something about the situation. I mean, we are at a turning point. Like everything is too expensive. Like even for me right now, like I want to do certain things. Like it's too expensive. Like you cannot make a living. Like I'm supposed to go to the store and be able to just order food. Like I'm supposed to be able to just order food every single day and that restaurant still can make a living, and I can still make a living. That's how simple it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like, oh my god, and like if it's me buying this, this food, like basically food, I guess, gonna get me through the month. Like no, like we're not supposed to like stuff isn't supposed to even cost this much. Like we're in a modern timeline. This shit's supposed to be like cheap as fuck for everybody. Like literally, because how the fuck does somebody like Elon Musk have 600 billion something, or like the government can spend 1 trillion to, where, and literally have people like suffering around the world because if everybody got a bit of that $1 trillion and everybody just was just around the money was spread around the world, everybody would be making a living, like literally, because we're supposed to work together, not against, because it makes no sense. Like even if an intelligent civilization started to come to Earth, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? You what? You're fighting in your own race, like just because their skin color is different. The sun, like does the sun not exist? The sun, the weather, the different environment. Like I don't know, like it doesn't make sense.